Today in Hartford, the DMV's $47,000 charge for public records, political pay controversies, and the promise of easier recycling. Dean Bark here. Welcome to the City Report with Dean Bark covering Hartford. All right, first up, the $47,000 controversy. Connecticut DMV under scrutiny. An investigation into Connecticut's towing practices revealed a rather inflated fee from the DMV, initially charging $47,000 for records requested under the Freedom of Information Act. They finally backed down to $1,900 after some serious public uproar. Still, it seems the DMV has a knack for poor record management, with many claiming data inconsistencies and incompleteness. Legislation is in the works to fix these transparency issues. Let's hope they apply it faster than they tow cars. Speaking of which, did you know Connecticut allows the sale of towed cars in just 15 days if they're valued at under $1,500? That's record speed. Moving on, our next topic involves a brewing controversy over uneven salaries in the City Council. A decision by a City Council here in Connecticut has emerged to pay a Democratic official more than a Republican in the same role. Obviously, this has stirred discussions about fairness and possible political bias. Equality, folks, remember that word? Some have even proposed that all officials get the higher pay irrespective of party. It's an idea, but perhaps they should focus a bit more on merit, not politics, when deciding paychecks. All right, next topic. Let's pivot to the innovation on the recycling scene with Clink leading the charge. Bringing their ingenuity from Maine, Clink has partnered with Stop & Shop here in Connecticut. They aim to crank up our bottle redemption rate from a struggling 45% by making the recycling process easier than ever. Scan your card, drop, and leave. Their work with RecycleX LLC in Bristol doesn't just focus on convenience. It also boosts local job opportunities and cuts down on the strain due to Connecticut's limited redemption centers. We're talking about only 18 across the state, folks. Shifting gears, Granby is preparing for an influx with a new 235-unit apartment complex on the horizon. Berkentine Builders of Pennsylvania is lining up to finish this massive development in Granby, which isn't known for such large-scale projects. It's an interesting shift, as our state has mostly seen such expansions in urban centers. This change might bring some relief to the housing demand pressures in bigger cities, showing that our suburbs can handle expansion too. Granby could become quite the trendsetter in this. Who knew? Lastly, let's talk about an establishment closure that feels like the end of an era. A beloved Connecticut restaurant is closing after 15 incredible years. This local favorite decides to close its doors as the owners embark on new adventures. The community feels both nostalgia and a bit of heartbreak, reflecting on how the place played host to countless gatherings and meals. A new chapter for them, but something of a loss for us. This is Dean Bark on the City Report from Hartford. Stay engaged, folks, and join us again tomorrow.